Hello, everybody in YouTube. Alexander coming live at ye. How's everybody tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. And I've just went live. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put some stuff under the microscope now until a few people come on, and then we will give numbers and you will get a minimum prize, and then we'll do the bigger prize. These are the ones this is one I'm going to keep. That's one of them. I've only picked out 3 that I'm keeping, and the rest I will be putting into people's packages. And there's Benjamin Bunny. Hi Blister, I'm fine. You will be getting allocated a number in a minute, buddy. I just wait until other people come in, till we get a few names. I've been fine, how's you? I hope you've been well. There's Beatrix Potter. These ones I'll not be putting, I won't be putting in the package. These are the couple I'm keeping. And the other ones that I got off a friend of mine's quite a while ago, because he said to my mum about was I collecting the 50 pences. I went to my local coin shop for the first time today. What did you pick up? Did you pick up anything American? Did you pick up anything? What did you pick up? Which ones? Did you pick up a couple of good ones? Did you pick up anything interesting or unusual? There's that'll be getting into that'll be getting put into a package. I want to do them one at a time, and then I think I might actually go into the bank and try and order a couple of bags of 50 pences and start taking ones out, because that was the whole idea, was to give something back to the Americans. But I'm not just doing this for the Americans, I'm also doing this for the British, because I don't know what the British want. I don't know what the British want, what coins they would like. I'm just taking that they would like American coinage. There's Parrot and Bear. I got some crown coins because that was alright. The crowns, that was nice, that was good. And it's cheap, you get it where you can. There's a diversity belt Britain. These are not silver proof. These are not. Hi Gleason, these are not silver proof. Gleason, you'll be getting the number in a minute, as and if you stay here. I'm just waiting for people coming in. This is why I'm doing this, putting a couple of coins under the microscope now, just to Well, that was my whole idea, blistering as well. But then I thought if I give them too many at a time, they're not going to keep coming back, are they? So if I give them out at one at a time in a package, as in they get some of their coinage back, the stuff that I don't need, because I've collected it over the last 4 or 5 years, and then realised I don't need it all, and then I've still got rolls to open, penny rolls. But the whole idea of the penny rolls was to give the supporters back pennies or whatever, as in one sense, because I was collecting different years. I've got different year dates. I've not just got the same year dates. I've got like 84s, 85s, 86s, 70s. I will be 710. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. I'm waiting for a whole load of people coming in. That's what I'm doing. I was waiting for a few coming in so I can start giving you numbers. Because when I thought about it, I thought I don't need to spin the wheel. I need to spin the wheel for the GW, as in because I've only got four to give away, and then I've got first, second, and third prize to give away. But I thought, well, I don't need to do it with the minimum prizes because it's all set out 1 to 12 anyway. There's one. Set the wild echoes flying. Blow, bugle, blow. Because that is, what year is that? 2013. Because the person gave me I'm talking about really nice ones, and I didn't want them scratched up or whatever, or beat up. So I decided to put them into flips. And the staples are free. It's hidden would say, does the staples come with it? Yes. That looks like a hair. You can see a hair there, a black hair. Listen, I'm not doing it to have friends. I've got people that support the channel. I'm putting something back. I'm giving something back. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting something on the table. I'm giving something back to the supporters. And it's up to them for if they want to give a donation or put a donation in the PayPal. I'm not. What I'd like is a rolling banner as in going across the screen so that I don't have to keep iterating it all the time. I know there's a lot of good people, that's what I'm saying, it overwhelmed. That's what happened. It overwhelmed me because when I first started this, I was actually going to buy coins to resell them again over here as in USA coins. And as time went on, I started wanting to put a collection together myself because my dad used to say, if you can show somebody a physical stock or physical evidence that you have got that coin, there's more likely chance of selling it to somebody else. But this is not about selling coins. This is giving something back to the community because they've always been there for me since the day I started this. But I didn't know how much I would be liked within the USA community. And it's overwhelmed me as in for them to take me in. But as they said, it's if you fuck up, you have to fix it. It's not a case of you'll be barred out of the society or out of the coin community. It's a case of you have to fix it, your mistake. That's the way they work. You're taken in with welcome arms. Because I used to try and wonder, well, why have I been taken in by these people? Because that's the way they do it. They make people feel welcome within their community. They don't have to know you. You're a stranger to them, and you're taken from a stranger stage and get people get to know you, but they can tell what you're like as a person. They can weigh you up very, very quickly, the Americans. I don't know how they manage, how they can do it, but they just do. Can weigh a person up with just listening to what they're saying or what you're speaking. Hi, Vantage Soul. You'll be giving them a number in a minute, so there's 4 E's in, so you'll be giving a number in a minute. I'm just showing some stuff underneath the microscope. Because there's no point in doing the game, starting the game with less numbers in it. With numbers missing. Because that's one of the new ones. I don't think there'll be a lot of new ones running about yet. There'll be so many of them, and the rest of them will be as in take time till eventually phase out the Queen's ones. There'll still be a lot of Queen's ones running about 50 pences, but they're not actual silver proofs. That's just standard ones, but people like them because of the different designage on the other side of them. Right, so there's 3's in here, so what we're going to do is... Oh, I need to remember about Paul. Paul's number 4. That's what I'm saying. I don't pick numbers for people. He picked it, as in because he's still part of it yet. I still to send him his package out yet because he's paid his due. He gave a donation and he gave a hefty donation, enough to pay for the tracking. So Paul's number 4. So I write that in. Paul H. Blistern is number 2. Blistern. Gleason's number 1. Pen's starting to dry out. 710's number 3. 710 upside. And I've been that lazy again. 710. I've no put your package out yet, but what I'll do is I'll put that package that I've already done because it's heavy. That package. I'm hoping because they're going to start asking me how much is it valued at. I'm going to put a low donation of value on it, but it's quite bulky, so I'll do that one this week, and then whatever you get later on, I'll build it back up again. Because the weather's not been too good and anything, then I had a couple of meetings to go, places to go and all the rest, couple of things to do, and then end up I was like, well, I'm not taking the package with me, I'm not shunting it for Pillar Post, I'll leave it and then I'll just run up the street with it. It's the 710 was Vintage Soul is number 5. Vintage Soul. It's alright, guys. I'm not hiding away. Like nothing to hide. I'm just writing it all down as because, as I said, I've got it ready as in 12 numbers 1 to 12 anyway, and I don't need to actually say, right, you go into number 12 and then we'll spin it to number 12. What I'm doing is I'll do the minimum prizes, and what I'll do is whatever number you've been allocated, that's what you'll get. That's what you'll get. So you get number 5, and then what I'll do is I'll do JW, which will sort out as the JW will do, because there's only 4 prizes of them. We'll do them in the wheel, and then what we'll do is after that we'll do first, second, and third prize. We'll do 1 to 12, and that'll be the winners. Because I'm running out of the time that I'm supposed to be on StreamYards, because I've done just over 12 hours, and I'm still using the 20 hours, but it renews itself back in the third. It's back in the third of February, which is another week or so away. And I've got another package coming in from the Durbans. I've got another 2 boxes lying with them. I need to pay the invoice for that. That'll be paid next month. As in them 2, I've already paid for one already. That was $100. It was $100 for that. There's another 3 boxes. Because of the carry on with the one with the package for Lewis, and Lewis's one, Cheapskate's one, I haven't opened yet, the stuff for that auction. Because there's 1972, 1978. Why is it always the bronze ones show? Nah, blistering you wouldn't. No. Doesn't work that way, buddy. Rob's to get a number as well, so Rob's going to be number. I'm going to put Rob as number 7. I think I showed these already, these ones here. I think I've just got myself mixed up there. What did I do that? I've got cut on my hand, and then I've got 1, 3 over the other side, and I'm like, did I pick them up, or did I just put them there? Because Spray Can's put on that Miss AD. So I don't know what that is. Miss AD. What is that? Miss AD? Nah, I'm not going to do that. Boston. If I keep it short and sweet this week or the night, it means then I'll have more time for the following week, because you're allowed 20 hours, which it says I've used just over 12 hours. And it's to be renewed anyway on the 3rd of February. Because I'm thinking, is it worth paying the whatever it is? Because it was $25, and then it went down. They done a promotion down, and they were charging you, I think, $10, and it was $10 a month, $10 a month to go in the next package up. So I'm thinking, is it worth paying a wee bit extra? Because that would come out the bank account. They give you time if you delete. Alright, Vintage's question mark and that. She's like, is that a joke or is that true? Is that true? I don't know. It was Blister that said it, so you need to ask that question to hopefully Blister answers it, because he says that it does it. So, but I don't know if that was just him being sarcastic, as in as a joke, or whether that is true or not. I don't know. Somebody's obviously tried it, so obviously somebody knows. I'm not really worried. I'm more worried to thinking, well, I don't want to miss a Saturday out, because as that's what George says, if I keep it consistent, because I'm actually late tonight, guys. I should have been 7:30. I was eating my dinner and I didn't want to be eating it on the stream, so it's not settled yet. Vintage is saying, so if you delete the streams off a StreamYard, does it delete it then from YouTube? There's 1986 and it says DD, double D. It says it's supposed to be on the back yet. I wish them lights would. The lights are a pain in the ass. I've got this far up, guys, so you might not see the double D or whatever it is. I just thought it's worth putting them under the microscope to let you see the condition of the actual coins themselves. Because these ones are off a spray can. Yeah, I know exactly, Vintage. It is actually nice to know. Because there's one that says a DDR. There's marked DDR there. In 1983. It's because I have to go and take some photos to send for trade day. That's fine, Vintage. It'll be marked down anyway. Because as long as people show up, as in so I can put a number to them. Because that's what I said. Because the whole idea of the if you want to do a donation, that's totally up to you. But that'll help with shipping. That's actually shipping the stuff out. Because it costs a fortune because I don't get the coins for free. I wouldn't even dare ask somebody as in to send coins for free. That's totally up to them. If they want to send coins and we use them for the wheel or whatever, I'll probably because when somebody sends me stuff as news, what I'll do is I'll pick a couple of bits out. But what I'm trying to do is build most of the collection up, and then it means then I know, oh, I don't need the extras because I'm not looking for the errors or the variety. It's a case of having a coin to be able to show somebody, well, I've got that 1978. Have you got any more of them, Alec? Oh well, aye, fun enough I have. Well, can we do a trade, or can we do this? Because that was the whole, when I first started the community, that's what they were doing. They were swapping and trading things. Oh, I'll help you. Oh, well, you're looking for such and such in your collection. I'll send it to you and hope that you send me something back. You know I don't go live. Aye, but you still do videos. You do videos, but you don't go live. Maybe you will go live at some point, as in with magnet fishing, for people to join in while you're magnet fishing down one of the rivers. Because that's what you do. You build up enough followers that enjoy the exact same hobby as what you do, and then you start putting it out there. I just loved auctions. I got that much stuff, as and I've got three boxes. That's what I'm saying. I've got three boxes now, lying over with the Durbins. They've just sent me the invoice sheets for to get paid, as in the shipping, because they're all filled. I didn't realise there was that many boxes already filled. I thought there was one that was still getting filled at the moment. They're like, don't worry about it, Alec, don't worry. It's like, because Diane asked me, she went, do you want them shipped all at the same time? There's three separate invoices. So I paid, that's what I'm saying, I've paid for one. I've got two others to do. 160, $165, and another one's $100. That's why I collect silver tea sets. Vintage, see over here, sometimes you can get sometimes you'll get like a teapot, only just a teapot, the silver teapot in a auction, and then maybe about a month later you might have a full tea set, as in a full tea service. You get like the teapot, the milk jug. Um, Dad one day went to the auction. There was a full set of, what do you call them? A fish tea service. But it was all sterling silver, and it was in a massive box. I can't remember but it started it. Dad's a beautiful looking set. It was fish knives or something like that. He said it was fish knives, or fish serving, or whatever they call it over here. It's different sets that they done through the years, as in when it was proper silver. He was always vintage. He was always going to auctions. That's how it put me into auctions, because I used to go with him. Sometimes I would like to see what he was up to or whatever, because I looked up to him, because I wanted to learn, because he would say something about certain things, and you'd be like, I like to be able to see that, witness it from my own eyes. It wasn't because you disbelieved what he said. It was just a case of you wanted to see it for your own eyes. That's what happened. I wanted to witness it from my own eyes and see the price difference. Because at an auction, it's if two people want the same thing, an auctioneer can only value it what he thinks it's worth. as a price guide, but it depends who's there. It depends who's there on the day. That makes the price value go up higher. Two bidders want to fight it out between themselves. That's like us as when we go into the Durban auction and two people want the same coin. But then the bidding sometimes gets stopped in the Durbans and they'll say, well, I've got another two of them or four of them. But he knows exactly how much he's got to get back for them. And Joe's quite fair with his prices. Well, I feel he's fair. It's the same with spray cans. Spray cans alright, stuff's alright. This is spray cans ones, or these ones that was in the wee packets, but I don't need them all. I've got quite a few of these already. This one says off centre. And I'm not just crying as in spray can going, well, he's wrong about this or he's wrong about that. I want to see how good he is at actually checking coins. Because I'm like, well, that saves me having to burst through. It saves me having to burst through rolls, as in BU rolls, then open them, because then they become searched because you've opened the roll, even though you've not just went through the whole roll. You might have only looked at two coins on top of the roll, because you'll have one that'll have like a big circle on the top of it, like two ends when it's been rolled. Because I don't know if it goes through a machine when it's getting rolled, put into a roll, because it's quite tight, the rolls. Perry, you have to get a number as well, buddy. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to figure out if that, because he's got off centre on that. So I'm like, why? Where is it? Where's the off centre of it? Is it because we're not seeing the full coin? Or is the letters actually off centre somewhere? Or is it sitting at an awkward angle and that's why he's put off centre on it? So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't see them. Sometimes I don't see what somebody else sees in a coin. But I don't disagree with somebody. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you. Nice. Wasn't that all Bruce's foresight saying? Nice to see you. Nice. Andrew, you got a number in a minute, buddy. Do they sell UK 1 penny books? Books, yes. Albums, no, I haven't seen albums, as in coin albums. They do coin books, but they're not for putting coins in. They're books for information about coins, but not books. But if you want to do 1 pennies, then I can soon sort something out if that's what you're really into. But it depends if it's old 1 pennies you're talking about before decimal currency or after, because he started for 1970, 1972, and they still do a penny. They done away with the. They didn't do away with the pound coin. They changed the £1 coin. The £1 coin was different. Why have I got number 7, but I've got no name for that one? I'm missing. Number 7, I'm going to put Rob Random. Maybe that's who it was supposed to be. Then Perry just came in, so that's. I'm going to put Andrew. Number 8, Andrew C. Number 9 is Perry Cards. Perry Custom Cards. I'm going to put Perry Custom. Perry Custom. Hold on. Do we have an old 1 penny? I don't know how far back the old 1 penny, the old English 1 penny goes. It was like a big cart. It was like a big cartwheel, as in the before decimal currency kicked in. But it did say 1 penny on it. But before decimal, it was a threepenny bit, and then you had a sixpence, which was a 1 shilling. Cambridgeshire Coins has them, I think, Perry and also Whitman. See, I don't know about Cambridgeshire Coins. I never even knew there was a place called that. So there's something that Vintage knows that I don't know. So I didn't say there wasn't, but as I'm led to believe, I've not seen albums as in proper albums. I have a set that's from Westminster Collection, and it was the Royal Family, and it's a four album thing, but it doesn't give you pennies. It's not pennies. It's in the book. It's in the actual. It's more like a folder. It's more like a folder, Perry, than what it is actually an album. When you talk about, I know the difference between your albums to our albums, as in, but there was Westminster did stuff for collectors, but their stuff is in like it's got the literature, as in that they send out the literature with the coin. It tells you about the coin and the design, who were who was the maker, and who was the artist on it. It's only when somebody takes the stuff out of them, as in the literature pamphlets, that it loses its literature against it. But the literature is actually, if the literature's lost of it, the folder it originally comes in, it depreciates the value slightly because it's not got its original paperwork with it. Because the paperwork is more important. It's like having a car and having its history, as in it gives it more valuation to the car itself because it's got its paperwork, so it makes it more original. Vintage, you're fine. It's easy to look it up. As far as I'm led to believe, I've never seen proper albums, but I would ask Andrew. Andrew's been long more collecting it further than what I have, as in the British. Andrew, Perry's asking, did they ever make albums for the UK coinage, as in proper albums? You know how they've got like the Danceco ones. Did Britain ever have something like that for pennies, to hold pennies in it? to actually hold the coins in a book, an actual book or an album. See, I only started doing the collections of the UK stuff, but I was collecting it before, as in a long time ago, and stopped because if I left it anywhere, as my dad would have sold it. It was a terrible one for if you left something and you didn't claim it was yours, and he saw it and thought, I can make money out of that or whatever, or sell it. But he sort of ask you, he put you in a predicament where he would ask you about it, and then all of a sudden it would just disappear, magically vanish. Because his problem was he had an alcohol addiction. He wouldn't steal it, he would ask you for it. And I'll borrow it or whatever, I can, you know, you don't like that anymore. He would make it so that he'd manage to get it off you as in legitimately, but he'd make you feel guilty and not giving him it. I'd started collecting the threepenny bits because he was always talking about the 10 bob note, but I know what a 10 bob note is now. It was originally a 10 bob note. Rob happened to ask me a question, or I think it was Rob that asked me a question. Was that legal tender? That 50 pence note? Yes, it was, because that was originally a 10 bob note. See after Rob you saying about it, I was sitting there thinking about it, as in, and then it came to me, as in, yes, it was legal tender, because it was a 10 bob, decried as a 10 bob note. That's what it was decried as, a 10 bob note, which was 50 pence. That's what it was worth. But they changed it over because he did an autobiography. If you go into YouTube, there was an autobiography done in Birmingham, because English coins are the same as Scottish coins. There's no difference between them. And they were asking the general public, the older generation, how did they think about the new coin that they just rolled in, as in, and it was the changeover for a 10 bob note to a 50 pence piece. And when they did that in the UK, they got so confused by it because they'd never seen it before, and they didn't know how much change to give, as in, because it being the changeover from a 10 bob note. I could be. You don't have to be sorry, Vintage. You nothing to be sorry about. We're all learning. We're all learning the difference between the UK and the American stuff. It's just that I happen to feel more welcome within News Lot, as in, and started buying more American than what I had British, because I know that I knew very little about the British stuff. It wasn't until you started introducing me to this stuff that then I started looking at our stuff. Was there any differences in our money that I maybe had not noticed before? I know they make blank albums, but wasn't sure, but not sure on the diameters. So let's. I've not even got a. Have I got a penny line somewhere? I'm trying to think if I got a penny line in the line up here. Oh, I think that's a farthing. I think that might be a. Yeah, there's a farthing. Right, so hold on a minute, guys. Right, there's a farthing. I wonder if a farthing's about the same size as a penny. Your penny. So if I put it over the top of that one, that farthing is actually the same size as that flip. It's actually slightly bigger than the 1 cents, just that little bit. is about a couple of thou maybe bigger. So that means then that if coin 1 cent fits in one of your albums, surely the UK one should fit in it. Or just about. Because I've not got a penny at hand, a 1 penny, as in the new 1 penny after 1978. Hold on, I might actually have, because it might be actually set, because I've got a blue set here. Oh, there's a blue set. Hold on a minute, guys. Because there's a half. Because that one there is a half penny, which they don't do anymore. Is that's a penny there. That's a 1 penny there. So it'd be about the same size as about the biggest. It's probably about the same size as a Canadian. It's actually a wee bit slightly bigger, not much, but there's not much difference. Because I know Canadian pennies get mixed up with UK pennies, so they do. So obviously they must be about the same size and diameter. Perry, I get told, the bank told me if I was taking coins out of the bank, as long as I'm not profit, if I went in to get my PIN number, or went in because I had my bank card but I didn't have my PIN number yet, and I went in to try and put money into the account early stages, and it says it'll be a couple of days before you get your PIN. So I went in to explain I was going to put money in, what I was going to do with the account, and they told me as long as I wasn't profiting from the UK coinage, I was quite entitled to actually take bags of loose change out, but as long as I wasn't profiting from the coins. So when you say you'll give me more for it, as long as you guys cover the postage from the UK, you will get, if you want 50 pence pieces, £2 coins, as in whatever I can get my hands on. But everybody's like, well, what about your time, Alec? I'm not really worried about my time. Somebody wants to pay me for my time, as in for the labour. It's totally up to them. Put a donation into PayPal account. Because I've been blown away by people sometimes putting money into that account and not thinking nothing of it, and they've went, I put something in your PayPal account, and I've went and looked at it, meant £10. Every little bit helps, but because I've always been a scrimped and scraped all my life, to me a couple of pound is worth a lot more than £30 or £40. When somebody puts a lot of money in it, I'm blown away by that, and I'm like, well, that covers me for shipping or whatever. Because the whole idea is, if you put money in, guys, either it'll get used for shipping to send you stuff over, or it'll go to buy more coins, as in American or silver stuff for the channel. I don't know much is sometimes them pennies and stuff is worth. I'm like, if the bank calls it face value, they're calling it, hi Vanda, they're calling it face value over here, so a penny's only worth a penny to them, as in when it goes back in the bank. but numismatic value might be more depending on the condition of the coin. Because to us, there some of the coins that are the UK ones, they're not silver. 1940, I've not even got a set of scales. Why are you saying about that coin? Is it because it's copper? Because if it's copper or if it weighs wrong, it's different. If it weighs 3.1 instead of 2.5, it's worth a lot of. Right, I see. Right. I just put it this way, when you give me that information, I'm trying to soak it in. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember all this. As in, because it's like when Joe started doing like the you know how you get the $half, and I'm trying to remember which ones were 40%, which ones were 90%, because I'm like, well, everybody loves silver, so I'm like, well, I need silver for the channel, because that was the whole idea. Because I'm like, right, if I buy these slats, because what I've did is I'm trying to get the wee bits and the pieces for the minimum prizes, like the pennies, the nickels, all that stuff. But the slabs, what I'm doing with the slabs is, as I'm buying the slabs up, I'm using them for the first, second, and third prizes. That's what I'm doing. So what I'm like, well, if I'm not going to hold on to that slab, and that's what I said to Andrew, because Andrew's like, I like you selling that, but like, Andrew's came before to me and turned around and says, right, how much you want for like that generic round, which is that's a 1 ounce. But then I'm like, I says I can't sell them off, Andrew, because the less I have of them, I can't use them as first prizes. So I'm like, well, I'm not being disrespectful to Andrew. And that's how I was like, well, if I buy, when I saw the last ones for Joe Durbin, I was like, well, I don't know if Andrew's got one of them. I'll get two instead of one this time. So I'll have one for me and one for the channel, so I could go, well, I can sell it off to Andrew. Or if I don't sell it to Andrew, I went, well, if he's got it in his collection, that'll become his first prize. But that one I want to keep because it's Britannia. I've been trying to get it up for a while. I managed to get that. I can't mean if I bought that off a 710. It's the same with the Tiger. Same with 1992 D Penny Close AM. Sometimes I find that I'm lucky, Perry, or some people actually will give me stuff because they're like, well, Alex part of the crew, and they're like, well, I'll put that in his packet, and I went, why have I got? And I'm looking and I'm going, why have I got this one? And they've actually put on it for me, like they'll put on it DDR, or, and I'll be like, what is that coin? But and I don't know it's worth a lot of money. It's like that one. He's spray can's got on that. He's got put their error on it. So that's 1983. But I'm trying to figure out what he's seen, because he's labelled that. He's put it there, or somebody has. It might have been spray can that's did it. It might have been somebody he got it off of. Because that's where I got him from, was spray can. It's marked on there. Error. So I'm looking for where the error is. Because you can actually see them better because you've got the light on the microscope, the light on there underneath it. It's making it too bright because it's showing with the flip. Because it's in the flip, the plasticized on it is bouncing into the light and causing it to have that effect. We can't see to look at it properly. I bought them at Spray Cans auction a while ago, and then he sent them all over, and then I didn't bust them all out. I've got stuff for Joe and all the rest that's like boxes, yeah, as and I just don't have a space to actually bring it out. What I'm trying to do is downsize part of the room so I can bring more stuff out. That's what I'm trying to do. So I was like, well, if I make this game up, maybe there's a possibility to get enough space in the room so I can then pull stuff out, more stuff out for let people see. Because that was the whole idea, Vintage, was to let other people see what I bought from auction. Let's have a look. What is that I bought this month? And me show it as in show and tell to bring it out. But some people were complaining the live streams were too long because of how long it was taking to bring everything out the box. And when I open a box up, I want to be able to take everything out in the box. So the live streams, people were like, that's a thing, me notification feedbacks, backseating card breakers. Because I put it says someone liked, what about stickers so I can share them with my supporters to also plug you out. See, this is what I'm not one of these people that, even if it's a business, say for instance a business on YouTube, and say they've got, as in maybe say, bless your phone, because I remember backseating card breakers. Backseating card breakers started, I found them through a different channel, through another channel, and they become really big, as in backseating card breakers. But to me, I want to be able to share the channels that I've went to, the channels that I enjoy as well. And I'm like, well, if I can plug them out by them giving me extra stickers, I can send these stickers on to other people because they might like the same things that I do. Maybe I know mint, Mark. No, because that one says DD. This one says on it is DDR. That one. Because what I've done, Vintage, is I've put the microscope up further, as nothing up further in the stand, so I could get the coin underneath it. Because I'm like, well, if we can see the whole coin, because people were saying, I can't see the full coin of that. Like, you're only showing me parts of it. I can only see bits of it. Because the further you get down, you'll be able to see the spacing in the letters and all that. There is a DDR in the 1 cent. So I would be looking at the back of that then. So it would be there we would be looking at. So we would be looking at there. And then we would be looking at, because we would have to go further down. So the further down we go, we need to come over there on the plate, and then bugger, too far back. Right, will you tell me, Vintage, how far more do I need to go in close to that to pick that to see that DD to see that then that 1982 penny, there need to have a D on it, need to be 3.1 grams. So is there a D on it? So is it a D? No, it can't be a D because as Perry's just smart said there. So that'd be a P. That's P. That's P. That's P. That's P. Then that's plain date. That's a plain date then, because Philly doesn't have a mint mark on it. So somebody's wrong with that. Then, if Perry says it has to have a D on it, so it has to have the D mint mark on it. So it's for Denver for a start. So it can't be a DD. It can't be a DDR then, if that's the case. So that's wrong. Because that's what Perry's just after saying. That 1982 penny, there need to have a D on it, and it needs to be 3.1 grams as well. No, you're fine, Vintage, you're fine. You're fine. I put the 83 on it, back the one with the error on it. So there's the 1983, and there's so it's plain. It's P was plain. That's what I'm saying. I'm not 710. I'm not knocking anybody. It's very easily to get something wrong, and maybe had two coins underneath each other meant and done it quick, and maybe he's no noticed and then realised what he's put on it. So I'm just going what was on it, but I was like, well, that it could be wrong. It could be wrong. I didn't say it was right, so it wasn't me that marked it. I didn't mark it. So there's 1983. He says, look at the reverse, right? So let's look at the reverse then. Look at the reverse of the 1 cent. What is that? What is that underneath that E? What is that? It's not doubled. That's not the one that says DDR. That one says, that's the one that says, that's the one that said, come on. That's the one that says error on it, Vintage. Error. I know, I saw it under that E and I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? I can see it's like a, I don't know. You need to get into that really further. You need to go up closer to that to see what that is. That's what I was trying to figure out. Vintage as well, where the error was on the coin. I'm like, where is it? Where is he saw it? So that's not a floating roof, because there's that's not a floating roof, because you can see the line at the top, and there's the line at the other top. And there's the man in the middle, and there's something else. That's the stairs, the columns, the stairs. But what's that under that E? What is that? What the hell is that? See, the further you turn that in, it means then that it gets so blurry, but then you have to move it over, as in just over the base to see it. Is that part of a bit? Is that part of a die miss? Is that part of the plate missing underneath that E? Is that what that is? The faces are really clean. They're really cleaning it. They're really clean on them. So it is 710. See, that's what I'm saying. Something as clean as that. That's the sort of stuff that I would give away to another as in collector. Because I'm what if it's got any kind of spottage or anything on it? I'm like, I don't like that. Nah, that's not good. That's not good enough. That's what I keep saying. That's why I did that one. Is it jelly under that E? Perry, I don't know, buddy, because it's in a, it's in a flip now. I didn't put it in the flip; it came to me in the flip, and I'm not going to start busting it open just to check it. But I'm thinking if we can get closer, nah, it's not. It's not. Don't know. Wasn't it? It's not what I thought it was. No, Perry, you're fine. I love a good chat, as in that's why I kept saying this is an open panel. I don't mind who comes up as in on the panel, as in as long as I know you, as in and I can put your face on camera first, as in behind the backstage, so I can make sure that I know it's fine. I'll have you up on panel, as in I've not actually asked for actually invited other guests, but I want to be able to invite other people as in on the panels or whatever else, so we can have a debate about all this kind of stuff. Do you have any floating roofs? Probably there has been ones with floating roofs or ones that say floating roof on it, because there's one that says 1969D, and it says somebody's marked on it floating roof. It's been marked floating roof on it. It's marked floating roof on it. So let's see if it is a floating roof then. But is it a floating roof because is it because he as in the, I can see a line. I can see a line there. I can see a line under there. Or there looks like a line to me. There as if it's at an angle. As if it's an angle. Go down to the FG, right? So go down to the let's go down to the FG. So the FG would be round about there, wouldn't it? The FG. So is there anything else we can tell how if we can tell about the coin itself if we can't see the FG? Is there any other way of telling? I see the FG faintly. I see it. I see it. I see an F. I can see the F underneath the dot, underneath the dot, or is it dot? Is that what they use call it dot? Because of the coin's been as in the general wear of the coin. As I'm sure that's an FG there, very faintly. Is that where it's supposed to be the FG? There. Because I'm like, is that underneath there? Put it this way, Perry, you can send 3 or 4 coins as in just normal airmail, but airmail would take some time. It might show up and it might not show up as in standard airmail. But I know with airmail's dearer, but tracked at least you know that somebody can prove. Oh, I did send you it because I have proof of it because I tracked it. There's a tracking number. No, but what I'm saying is I don't mind paying the because that's why I build up a load with Joe because it's cheaper for me to do it in bulk. That's what costs so much. But when Joe sends a package, there's like 14 or £15 worth of stuff in it that's been bought at auction. Because I don't like asking for things for free. And it's different if somebody offers you it, then it's different. Somebody offers you it, then it's different. It's a case of, well, they've gave it out the goodness of their heart. They want to actually show you something. They want to prove something to you, as in physically prove it, to show you something that they've saw that you don't have, that you don't own. Because it is nice to compare another coin to another one, as in to compare it to it. Oh, that should have this on it, but it doesn't have that on it, but I can't see it. It's not got that on it. And I'm not going to start as in arguing he's wrong and she's wrong and that one's wrong and that one's wrong as that one's been done deliberate as in that they've said it was this and it wasn't. I don't want all the negative stuff and the drama on YouTube. I actually do you know guys, I actually got upset when I see two people that I support fighting with each other or arguing with each other. And I'm thinking, well, I'm trying to figure out if it's different if it's a debate. It's different if it's a debate, then you're like, well, okay, it's a debate between two people, but they're not wrong in what they say because one's saying something else. It's an opinion. It's their views. Are entitled to their views. Everybody's entitled to their views. It's like freedom of speech. It's like Tommy Robinson the day in where was he? Telford, about the Muslim gangs, about the grooming, and there was a full demonstration, and I was sitting watching it, and I was like, well, that's their opinion about something, their views about something that's going on in the world that's been covered up. And it's the same way a debate when two people are debating with each other. It's not they're not arguing as in physically arguing who's right and who's wrong. They're only showing that he's maybe not 100% or he's not seen what the other person's seen. So they start debating with each other and they're trying to get each other's opinion, but they're not saying that each other's wrong in what they think. They just see it differently to each other. And I actually like that. I love when it's a good debate. It's not an argument and no people's getting upset or actually angry with each other. Because when you start seeing people getting angry with each other, that's when you see it ripping a community apart. And it does rip a community. It does rip a community apart. It really does. And you're thinking, well, so you have to side with that other person, but why can't you side with the two of them? Because they're not wrong. They're not wrong in each. They're not wrong. One just sees it differently to the other. And it's like somebody putting things on these coins saying, oh, they thought it was a floating roof. But are they wrong in what they've said? No, not really. That's their own opinion of it when they've looked at it. I've got 710s, I got Bostons, I got Gleasons. Did I get Vanda? Or did Vanda just come in here to say hello because I'd subscribed to her channel? Because I'm not gonna go against two channels. There's two channels at the moment and Vanda went to somebody else's channel, Bobby K's, and Vanda decided that she's a creator as well. She'd been doing videos or whatever else, and she decided to do a live stream the other night. But Bobby K is saying things about another channel, and I feel that it's not a case of their views, it's bashing about this other channel. And I like the other channel's content, as in motorsports and motorsports and buggies. But this is what it is a case of. This is what it's getting a case of, as in channels getting bashed, as in he's wrong and he said this and she said that, as in it's like two kids in a playground and they've got one friend or two friends and the friend won't play with them. It wants to play with somebody else. Oh, I don't like you because you're not friends with him and it's all like playground brawls. And I'm like, well, that's just drama. If you don't get on with somebody, don't watch it. Don't listen to it. If it's not affecting you, don't listen to it. If it's none of your business, don't listen to it either. Because it's none of your business. Let them go on with what they're going to do. Rub the finger. No, I definitely, Perry, that I'm sure that I can see FG in that. I'm sure that it's there. I'm sure it's there. It's there. as in right there, but it's underneath that. It's because it's been bashed so many times. Because I'm sure that's an F up there, as in underneath there. Because I'm sure that's where it's supposed to be round about. Sometimes it's underneath, as in that corner, and sometimes it's there. So wait, let's see what. Aye, there's the FG there. That's a different coin, so there's the FG there. So does that mean then that is that FG there on that floating roof? That F looks as if it's faint right there. If it's been bashed that many times, it's unreal. That's what I'm saying. How far would you need to go down to actually see if that's there or not? Is that G been battered? Does that G been battered to death? Would somebody do that to make that into something it's not? Would somebody deliberately bash an FG actually with a hammer or something hard enough to break it, to break the FG? Now that's a question, as in things. That's a question to ask, or a question that I'd love to be able to answer, or somebody to be able to answer that question. Because there's something faint there, but I just can't. I'm like, is it or isn't it? No, because there's 5 people in here, and we've actually got. I've got Polly's no here. Polly's no here, but Polly's name's on the emails, as in thing me. Polly's still to get his stuff yet, so I was like, well, okay, we'll let Polly be in it till. Looks as if it's been through a lot of hands. Exactly, Perry. So I'll get Paul number 4, Blister number 2, Gleason's number 1, 710's number 3, Vintage is number 5, Rob is number 7, Andrew's number 8, Perry Customs number 9. So I need another couple of names, because that's the whole idea, is to get enough names as in the 12. Get bagging around. I don't know what that means. Get bagging around is all like. No, because that's what Coin Up wants to make a podcast. As wants to make a podcast, and he's like, well, why don't we do like the ones that come up that's invited up in the panel, and then do like a questions after that? And I was like, well, maybe it's worth asking the kind of questions out of curiosity. People's got curiosity questions, and for them to answer it, or to give an explanation of what they think could have happened. Because I bet you there is times where your mind will get curious with certain questions that may pop up in your actual mind, and you're trying to answer them yourself. And sometimes you can't get the right answer because you're thinking, am I on the wrong wavelength of thinking that in the first place? And why did I actually ask myself that question? Or why did I think that at the time? Because I actually liked Mr. When we got up to, I think it was second or third grade, we had this history teacher, Mr. Milcreast, and the way he put things over, Mr. Milcreast, as in history, that's why I got very interested in this hobby, was because of the history behind it. It was like seeing a design or something and then saying, well, I saw that design. I've saw that design. Whose design is that? And then I was like, I know that artist. I know it's not the artist that done that design on the coin, but the person that was supposed to be as in the design or the artist that's actually on the coin itself. Like the one Alexander Graham Bell who invented the telephone. And I was like, I saw that design and then I'm like, why is that on that coin? I thought he was an English inventor. I never knew he was anything to do with as in the USA. But I'm like, well, it's not a case of it's the wrong history and they've and yous have put it on that coin. The history was wrote in history books, as in and some of the designs were put in coins. And if an artist doesn't get famous if his art is not out there, and an artist only becomes famous when he dies, his piece is worth more. Because that's why I'm like, because it's like when Oz does stuff, I've seen Ozzy's art stuff, but everybody is talented in their own way. As in, there's a lot of talented people within the coin community, and I'm like, I love to be able to see somebody's work, and especially if they're good at it. That's fine, Perry. No problem. You got a number, so you're actually in it. Because you'll get a minimum prize. That's what I'm saying. There's minimum prize, so you get a minimum prize. Because I just don't have the heart to take money off of people. I just don't have it in me, and I don't see why people should feel guilty that they should donate to as in put a donation. It's only if they want to. That's totally up to them. Broke stackers to get a number anyway. I'm going to give broke stacker number 11. Broke stacker. Because what I'm trying to do is anybody that's not from Scotland, I'm going to give them a bit of tourist stuff, as in, but I can only give them it maybe once or twice, as in a bit of tourist thing, like a sticker that says Scotland on it, or like a coaster or whatever, because it'll be the same coaster you'll get 3 or 4 times over. And I'm like, well, I could give it to somebody else. Because it'd be nice to turn around and say, somebody turn around and say, and somebody turns around and say, because I don't mind if somebody tells a white lie and says, and they turn around and say, somebody turns around and says, somebody turns around and says, I've been to Scotland. I'm not going to turn around and say, well, he's a bloody liar. He hasn't been to Scotland at all. He's got a Scottish bit of history or a bit of novelty item. How the hell did he get it? Doesn't need to say it's somebody sent me it, that's over there. Oh, I went to Scotland. But can you actually tell them the scenery sites? Yes, because I can go on Google and have a helicopter view and basically put it on the ground and come up with a name or a place or something. But it's different when you can actually physically have evidence on camera and say, by the way, I actually was over there. But I've had people that's turned round and says, is it always raining in Scotland, Alec? Yes, it does rain in Scotland. Yes, the winter does get bad over here. But when we have the summer, it does get hot, depending on the time of the year. But not always people come over at that time of the year because the flights get dear, and because the kids is off school, the price of the flights and the holiday villas and all the rest goes up in price, which they call it peak, the peak time. And not everybody's got fortunes to spend on a holiday. So I totally get it because people have asked me, why don't you do filming as and you go out and about? See, that's what I like, bro, because a lot of the some of yous lot over there actually have family or descendants as in from that originated from Scotland because a lot of the motor traders went over there. We noticed a decline in the motor trade. I'm talking back in the I was about in round about early, must have been about, I would say 80s or something like that, 85, around about 85, 86. We've seen a decline in the motor industry over here, as in Glasgow, as in the amount of motor traders that used to go in the auctions, used to buy out the auctions. And a lot of them, what happened was is they shut up shop and they took a lot of money over there with them. I went over there because it was a better world over there. And then some of them didn't come back. Some of them stayed over there. They built a business over there. So a lot of money was taken out of Scotland as in obtained legitimately, and some families went over there and they never come back to Scotland. So that's how some people have Scottish descendants because they were originally from Scotland, and when times were good over here, they seen a decline in what was coming in the future, or they read into the future and thought, well, I might as well go to somewhere better to have a better life elsewhere, and that's what happened. And we seen the decline in the industry. There wasn't a lot of faces because everybody thought, oh, the motor trade is easy, or just buy a motor for the auction, clean it up, put it back in the auction. But then when they started realising how much work actually goes into it, a lot of the younger trader or the younger generation came back at it again. So a lot of the older generation stayed in it, but there was a decline in it. We could actually see the decline happening. Because what I was about 13 when I first went in. As in, I was about 13 when I first went in here. A back street garage when my dad was working in. That's what I'm saying. I've been in the motor industry as in since I was hanging about with my dad since I was like 8 year old. But because my father's passed on, I feel sort of lost. I do feel lost without him at times. But sometimes I'm like, I can't be bothered getting up. I can't even bother shifting my bloody arse. Now, I would definitely say there's something about that coin because that looks doubling the numbers. That's a dime. That's a dime. That's not. But you can actually see it because that's it right down. That's it further down on that coin. My grandfather lived in Scotland for a bit. Scotland's quite broke, stacker. Scotland's quite a big place. Honestly, buddy, you get Inverness, you get Fife, you get Dundee, you get Kirkcaldy, you get Kilmarnock, you get Kilmarnock, you get Ayr, you get Dumfries as well. He was born a few months before the Great Depression and they couldn't afford to care for him in the US, so they sent him to live with his grandparents in Scotland until he was 8. Ah, right. Aye, because over there the healthcare was a lot expensive, wasn't it? Because it was a lot more as what would you call it? What would you call them? It's not a doctor, it's a what would you call them? Surgeon. Surgeon. Because it depended on the surgeon, didn't it? Basically, what surgeon you had at the time. Because he used to get shifted about over the states as to Britain for a couple for months and then was sent back as an actual surgeons, not that car on. That one says a DD, it says DDR on it. As it says DDR sent on that. 1985. The wee man's in there as in that house, but you just can't see him. Can't really see him. The same with the steps, you can't see the steps very well. There's the FG there. Western, he's in there. Look, there he's there. If he should be, it should be the fourth pillar in. You can just see him. He's underneath. There he's there. I can see his head. Dirt Diggers is Singme got a number as well. He's got number 10, Diggers, Dirt Diggers. 10, Dirt Digger. put it this way, Blister, I wanted everybody to play the game. I didn't want anybody sectioned out because it's cheaper for me to send it as in within the UK, as in coinage, as in I can send it anywhere in the UK, as in for as in the prices that they do over their auctions, as in between $5 and $7. But because I'm over here, it costs me more to send it over to back over to them. But if I send it in bigger amounts over there, I can then make a bigger package for them, and then I can turn around and say, well, it's up to them for they want to donate or not. Because I'm not forcing anybody's hand up their back saying you have to donate to the channel. It's totally up to them. If you want to send coins, send coins. If you want to send as a donation to PayPal, send a donation to PayPal, because that'll help as in pay for the shipping cost, so that everybody then gets their stuff. Because that was the whole idea. Because I don't know what coins you want. I've bought foreign for cheapskate. Some of them I won't keep because I'm like, well, I've got that year, I've got this year, I've got that year, I've got that one, I've got this one. But I tend to send the right nice ones. I'm the same as that on eBay. If I refurbish something, it's got to look right. If it doesn't look right to me, I'm not even putting that on. It's not even going on eBay. I've got stuff I need to still list on eBay yet. I keep saying I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, and then it ends up, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. And I'm like, I still need to time, I still need to check what network that's on. Because some of the phones I've actually did, I powered them up, powered it up, I've made sure the screen was alright, I checked it, make sure it was charging, I put a second hand battery in it to get it to work. If you need to go broke, Starcar's fine, that's no problem. Your name's in it, so that's the main thing. You've been allocated a number, so you'll get a minimum prize. Because that was the whole idea behind it. Because I didn't want people feeling, well, he got something, but I didn't. And I'm not asking for money for spots either. I didn't feel comfortable with doing that. Because there's a bit of a grey area on gambling. Because spots, you're giving somebody a number for money or a donation. So they're still basically gambling, and it's the same as a raffle. There's only one winner, but you're gambling. So it's a grey area. And I was like, if you're caught by the gambling commission, you're supposed to have a license by the gambling commission if you're caught, and you can get fined for doing it as well. So I was like, well, if I'm not taking money off of people for ill pretenses, because you have what they call to, it's like with Karate Marty taking then a GoFundMe and taking money off people as in false pretenses, so that is classed as fraud and deception. But I'm not defrauding or frauding anybody because I'm showing you the coins. So you're getting coins for whatever if you make a donation. But I'm not saying that you have to make a donation. That's if you want to. That's totally up to you. But I don't want you feeling guilty. because that's why I was like, if I do eBay, I'd start doing eBay again. That would subsidise the shipping money for to ship the stuff. But it's not as if I'm going to hold the stuff to ransom. I'm not that type of person. It's just that you won't get, as in, all your stuff straight away. You're just going to have to wait. So you'll get it as in when it, because I was like, well, if I build it up in a wallet or whatever, it saves me having to keep running up and down to the post office all the time to put it away. If it builds up my wallet, then you've got a full wallet, but then you'll have quite a bit in the wallet. Because if I don't know how much you were actually allowed, because there is 2 or 3 rates when you do eBay, as in there's like a standard rate, and then it goes into a 0 point. It was zero stroke 2 kg. So I was like, well, I don't know how much you're actually allowed in a package if you were sending it overseas. So I was like, well, let's try and do a big package and then put it in the scales and see what happens. See what happens. See if they allow it or not. And then we'll know what scales you're talking about, as in how much weight you're allowed per package. But then you're thinking, well, you don't want it busting out the package, because if it busts as it's going through, just get home. Inks to get a number as well. I'm trying to think what number's left. One, two, three, four. Number 12's left, so inks to get number 12. And Ink, thanks for that. Thank you for. I've got something to say. I can't. I can't find. I can't find the bit that you were actually that you won a way back. I had a look in the drawers, and I've got a funny suspicion that what happened, Ink, it was a roll, a roll of, a roll of 1 cents, and you said to me, because I said about the shipping or the weight, you said you keep it. You said to me, you keep it. So what I've done is, even though that it should have been a roll of 1 cent or whatever it was, I didn't feel comfortable he's still having it, even though he told me to keep it, because obviously the shipping would cost so much for me to send it to you. But what I've done is I've made up a little package and put it into your packet. So you've got a couple of bits extra that you might think, oh, well, why is he giving me this for? But that's to make up for that time, because I couldn't find it, and I went right through the whole drawers to find it, and then I was like, I don't know where it is. I don't know where this is went. And I'm like, well, I did say, because I hate saying something on panel or in a video, people turn around and say he's not done what he said he was going to do. So basically, I'm a bullshitter. I'd rather be honest and say, I know you weren't worried about it, but it was me that was bothering about it. But now, as I'm saying, I fixed it out. Number 12. Number 12, and that's ink. I need to put it on the other side. Ink. No, because it'd be nice to send a package to you, or as in thing me, because that helps the channel get more. It helps to grow the channel, as in thing me, in the right ways. But I'm not saying to somebody, well, you have to do me a mail call. I don't do ultimatums. I don't like ultimatums. That's like somebody saying, "Well, I gave you that money. You have to do this with it." So you're telling them you have to do that with it, which that means that you're giving them an ultimatum. So some people will be like, "Well, here's your money back. Here's your thing back. Here, have it back." Because there's a wee guy there. There's a guy there, blustering. See him looks as if he's invisible, but you can see his head. His head. You can see his head, and you can see his shoulders. That's his shoulders. He's always, he's always in between the pillars. Just sometimes you can't see him on the coin. It's just cause they're like BU ones. So there's the FG there. And that's when they talk about, when Americans talk about the full steps, they're talking about the steps as in the steps. That's the steps there they're talking about, is the steps there going up to the Colosseum, that Colosseum or that building. And then when they say about the floating roof, they mean that the pillar is missing from there, as in that edge. That's when they say about a floating roof. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information to soak up about their coinage. And especially if you're doing other coins as well. Your dimes, your half dollars and all the rest. Because I was like, well, if I don't want to specialise in just one coin. Because I was like, there's other people that's interested in different ones. Some people go, they're into dimes or they're into mercs, the merc dimes, or the roses. So you can't please everybody. But if you get different coinage, you can soon get as in thing if you're going to give it away. But then people's like, well, how can he afford to give them away? Because obviously he's stacked them up. Or he's bought them at a reasonable price where he can afford to. Because that was my whole point, was to giving something back to the supporters. Because why should you be a supporter of anybody's channel if they're not doing something for it, but they're putting out content that they enjoy? Because that's why it's named. That's why it's named YouTube and not MeTube. Because it's YouTube, it means you as a person. It's what you enjoy, not what somebody else wants you to do. But I tend to want to interact with my supporters and let them have a choice as well. Because that's why I like them to comment. Or I'll put something out and say, what do you think? Or I want to do two of them, like the novelty ones. I was like, I don't want to be end up having to buy four of the four differents. I'd rather be able to buy two different designs or whatever and say, right, I'm needing 40 of them or 60 of them a time. So I've got enough for everybody. Because everybody was like, whoa, well, is there Scottish coins? Is there a thing, mate? As in, do you have Scottish coins? The only thing that I've ever seen is one of your designs is a Scottish thistle. So, but the coin isn't Scottish coin. It doesn't say Scotland on it. But there was two banks. There was the Clydesdale Bank, and then you had the Royal Bank of Scotland. So because it had the name Scotland, then a lot of but it wasn't on the coins. It was on the note, as in the actual note itself, as in like the £5 and the £10 note and the £20 note at one time. But the Clydesdale Bank was bought over, I think, was it 3 years ago? I I think it was 3 years. Was it 3 years ago? Was it 3? I think it was 3 years ago that Clydesdale was bought over by Richard Branson, which it turned into. They changed it into Virgin Money, but they closed a lot of they closed a lot of the branches down, as in which was named Clydesdale Bank, and they changed a lot of their banks into Virgin Money because a lot of the accounts changed over hands when Richard Branson bought it over. So basically, there's not a lot of banks left in Scotland. There's the only bank that's left is the Royal Bank of Scotland. So because if you ever see a Clydesdale note, a Clydesdale bank note, the value would be a lot more because it doesn't exist anymore. It's like a painter putting out something and he's dead. He can't ever produce it again. Somebody might copy his work and call it their own, but it means then that that's a forgery because there's what they call the copyright law. But a copyright law can't be put on somebody if an artist is dead. It becomes then a forgery of that painting unless he asks for rights off of that person's family. Some of the stuff some of the stuff I understand, some of it I don't. But then I was always good at, but I was never good at building friendship or relationships because sometimes I get really mixed up. I get confused about people's feelings and stuff like that. And when I get close to somebody, it becomes more than just a friendship. But I'm not gay. But then I wouldn't trod on another man's toes if it was his woman or his wife, because I don't do affairs and I don't do one night stands either. But I was never good at relationship. But business, I understand quite a lot about business. But I'm one of these type of people that I don't force somebody to buy anything. If somebody's really wanting something, I'll try and figure out what they're wanting or how much they're wanting to pay for something, but I'll not overcharge them for something. I'm quite happy if I make another couple of pound on top of it. I'm quite happy. But I hate that one where people tend to rub it in as and they take something off of you. They buy it for such and such off of you. Then they come back 3 weeks later and they're bragging to you how much they got for it because he sold it to somebody else. I'm like, don't do that. Don't rub it. It's like rubbing salt. That's like rubbing salt in the wounds. You don't. You just say, I done well at that. Have you got anything other? There's something else. You anything else that maybe I could buy off you? I don't. I don't. I'm not really worried if you sell it because it's none of my business if you sell it. But sometimes people tell you they've sold it. Oh, I sold such and such. I bought that off of you. My old man used to hate that. He used to hate rubbing salt into the wounds. Because it's like, bugger, the thing, he sold it for more than that. I could have get more for that. But my dad was never, he was like that. He was never greedy with stuff either. He was one of the cases that he liked to just quickly turn things over. You buy it in, buy it at such and such. He would never tell you what he paid for something. And then he would sell it on to somebody else and then he would do the same again. I buy a lot of stuff off of eBay and job lots but I don't buy coinage off it because I'm always a bit, because I don't know who the dealers is with coinage and all that, what ones to watch out for and all that car on. Phone stuff, I kind of know, I look at something, nah, it's not my cup of tea, nah, it's not, nah, I wouldn't buy it, nah, fat dealer, and then I'm like, But then sometimes if I haven't bought half a person, I'll give them the opportunity to buy half that person to see, or maybe hang with this is because you get the good and the bad. It's like buying a car and you buy a bad one or a lemon and you go, but I'm not going to buy a fat guy again. But it could be that it just was a bad deal at the time, as in there's something that he didn't know about. It was a faulty product and it wasn't his fault. Because it's the same as they say that about when you're buying items, you're buying it in good faith and you're selling it in good faith. So how did you know that it didn't have a problem after they sold it to you? But there's a law that if you buy it off a dealership or a dealer, an independent dealer, as long as it was fit for purpose at the time, there's a lot of laws and stuff. I listen to that. I listen to the guy that does that's got Chop's Garage. And he tells you about the good and the bad. Because it's like Chris and Rob, as in Salvage Rebuild UK, but they don't tell you the bad bits about the industry, as in about the motor trade, because they buy stuff with Copart. It's like accident damaged, and then they repair it. But the guy that's in partnership with Rob, he's quite good at. He was an accredited or an approved body shop his own, and Rob used to take stuff to him, and they ended up become partners. But they're always buying stuff, and they've got a YouTube channel on YouTube. That's how I watch them. That's how I know about the channel, and I know who what the guy's name is. But the guy Chop's Garage, his name's Stank James, and he was in another place, and then he moved premises, and now he's got 2 units, but he rents them. And Home Build UK has bought stuff off him. They're up in Home Build up in East Kilbride, but they were doing it at the home, as in him and his young boy, and they moved it to, they've got a unit now out in Blantyre, as in, I think it's called under, I think the address is under Forest Street or something it's called. But I haven't been watching their content recently. The letters are doubled. You can see it. But then I always wonder, is that letter always doubled in because I put that microscope that far down that you're actually seeing it? Because when something gets sent to Annex or PCGS, they don't put it down as far as that. It's more 10 times, so it would only be done through a jeweller's loop. So would you actually see where that looks as if it's doubling of the letters? Because that's what they say, you got to watch out for that. Western's going to go, the main man's not there. Yeah, he is. He just looks more invisible. You can see the outline of him. He's in the middle, as I'm saying. He's in the middle pit. He's in the middle pillar. You can see his head and you can see his neck. Just down the thing to the bottom of his shoulder blades. But you can't see the rest of him. See, I think that's him. It's on the front. I think that's him. And what they've done is they put him as a figurine in there. I think that's what it is. What they've done is they've took a picture of him when he's been turned, when his back's been turned, and they've decided to put him in between the pillars. But that's what they talk about when they say about the stairs. They're looking for the false stairs, as in going down there, the stairs. That's what they talk about. But they also talk about the floating roof, which is get the pillar. I'm trying to put my finger where it is. See there? The pillar wouldn't be there. There'd be no pillar. So that's why I call it a floating roof. And then you're looking for all the false stairs all the way up as well in some of them, and some of these. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to suck eggs, but if somebody asks the questions, as and I'll give them the answers, which I've been listening to, because I've been listening to it as well and taking notes. But I don't actually, when I do it, Bluster, I don't write it down. I tend to remember it by memory. And trying to remember it all is really just, do you know what I mean? It's like as if it's like walking into a it's like walking into a minefield, and all you can hear is all these voices in your head, and you're trying to remember out a memory at the same time of what you've been told or what you've heard, what you've overheard in a conversation. Because I don't listen to gossip. I listen to what they're talking about, as in the coins themselves or the hobby itself. That's what I'm listening to understand what they're trying to talk about or what they're trying to show you. Because I've had people and I've like, you need to show me where you get a toothpick or something, and show me what you're saying, because I can't see it. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm taking note of what you're saying, but I can't picture where it is. I can't picture it. You're saying that you see it, but you're not showing me it. Show me where you're seeing it so that I can see it. Because that one says DDR on it. This one, that's 1982 as well. So you've got what they call, you've got small date, and you've got large date as well. You've got two types as well. Sometimes I get mixed up what the difference is. What's the difference between large date and small date? Because they look the same to me. But I'm just showing you coins because I'm looking at them and going, well, where did he see it? I'm trying to see where he's seen these DDRs or whatever it was that says on it, on the flip. I'm not trying to discredit him. I'm just saying that that's what's been put on that, and I'm trying to see it. Because if you try and sell it as a DDR, you're wanting the price that DDR is, and you've got to be able to show it to somebody and say, "Well, there it's there. That's why it's a DDR." Because everybody may have fucked off now. Everybody disappeared. Because there's one that's a nickel. That's a 2017. It says die chip on it. Die chip on Liberty. So we'll look for I think we're going to do the wheel in a minute or two anyway, because I've got enough names now. I've done it as in the names, so I can pick it out now. But as I'm saying, I don't need to do the spin the wheel for the 1 to 5, the 1 to 12. So he's saying, is that the break there that he's talking about in between the Liberty? Because there's the Liberty there, and there would be the B there, and there would be the die break there between the E, because there's the E, because that would be the B there, and there's the E, because there's the T there, so that would be the R, and there's the E there, so there's where the die break would be, right in the centre of it. Because then you've got the EP on the reverse there, because there's the Monticello, because that's what that is. Because you don't pronounce the T. It's Monticello. It was like, how do you know that word that? Because I just do. Because it's actually partly French. It's partly French that. So it is. It's partly French. Can we see anybody hiding in between the doors or the windows? I wonder. So here's the FS there. Let's see if we can find anything hiding. Is it hiding? Sometimes you can see a little guy and they're the figure there. They're the figure there. He's there in that window. I don't know if it's a he. I don't know if it's a he, or I don't know if it could be a he or a she in the window. Because that's definitely a door. Because there's the steps going up. And I would say that there are more windows. That's why I like looking at coins views, guys, because it's amazing what you see in a design, but then when you start looking at it properly, it's like it's like when you watch a movie and you're trying to understand the storyline and you're trying to get the storyline, but you can see you're watching all these details or you're watching what's in the movie and you're trying to get a feel of what they're trying to tell you or what the storyline is in the actual movie itself. And you might watch it 3 or 4 times over, but then as you're watching it, you're watching for bits that you missed before. And it's the same with coinage. That's what you're doing with coinage. Every time you look at a different design, you're looking for something that you haven't really seen before or actually missed when you've been actually putting it underneath the microscope. But as I said, I don't do it for to search for errors or variety. I'm just trying to put the doubts away, as in if somebody's put on it DDR or a OBD or whatever on the actual flip, because I'm not trying to discredit them for them grading it. I'm just trying to understand what they've actually seen in that coin. So that if somebody asks me, what's the price of that? Because the book actually dictates the price, but they don't put on in the book. They don't put the 10%. They don't put the 10% premium on top of it on that figure, as in the value they've put in that book. But the value depreciates and depreciates and appreciates as in between the different times the year, and depending how many's been sold, how many's actually been sold at auction, that actually dictates in the book when they actually put the book out there. Because usually, like the red book and the blue book comes out, I think every once a year. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure if the book's every year. But then you've got what they call the grey sheet. The grey sheet is more for wholesale. Your blue book is your trade, and your red book is supposed to be for the general public, which is supposed to be the retail. But I've been told, don't dictate what that book actually says, what red book's telling you, or what red book's prices is. Don't keep thinking that that's gospel, as in what is the value that's telling you in the book, because it could be wrong. It could actually be slightly higher. You're just going in as it's a rough figure. It's a rough guide. It's what they call a rough guide. It's like somebody that's a car dealer, and they've got what they call the blue book, or the over here it's a black book. It's a black one, and in it tells you the year of the car. It tells you all the where it was like two tone. It'll tell you where it's two tone. It'll tell you also did it have different trim stylings as well. It'll tell you the year of the car, and then you've got to take off the condition, the mileage, and all the rest as in the book. And I had a dealer I used to work with, my ex boss that I used to work with was a used car dealer, and I used to tell him to try and explain to me how you actually you read the book, and it was him that explained it to me, as in the book, how to actually read the book, because it was like me when I started picking up the red book. When I picked up that red book, I couldn't make no head nor tail of it when I first picked it up. I'm looking at all these prices and I'm like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And it's MS this and MS that, and I'm like, what does that actually mean? And it wasn't until I asked some people, and that's when it helped me a lot, as in to understand it a bit better. But when you have a slab, when you talk about MS70, that's the top grade that you can get, but they are changing the grading system, as in the piece. I don't know if it's PCGSI AN Annex that's changing the grading system. It's now going to be, I think it was, they were talking about it's going to be from 1 to 10, I think it's 1 to 10 or something. They're going to now grade them. But it used to be from MS40 up till MS70. Because there's a lot of old coins, it'll say like AU40 or AU50, and then you've also got what they call fine, which means it's got very little detail, or it's got fine detail, so there's not a lot of detail left. So basically, that then makes the coin a lot more valuable depending on how much detail it's actually got in a coinage. That's when you pay the difference to the prices. That's the prices are a lot different. But it depends what you want actually in your collection, how good a coin you want in your actual collection itself. LUC 365 Twilight Grade TS71. Because I used to say to Lemonhead about the quality, and he's like, "What do you mean?" And I turned out it was taking palpitation and taking kittens and all that car on. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Keep saying about this quality. What does that mean? It depends. My old man used to say about quality, as in the quality of something, how good was it? You could actually value it and go, nah, I don't like that. It's that. Nah, it's not what I like. But mate, it's still sellable. It's it's only worth that. What was what I had with my dad? He could buy, he could buy. He was good at buying and selling. His main job was his main job was a spray paint or panel beater. That was his main job. Do you know 365? Shall I send you his line on Messenger? Who's this 365 you're talking about? I don't know who that is. I've not met him yet, but I probably will at some point. There's a lot of people blistering that I still don't know, as in because you don't realise how big a community actually is. It's like there's Gleason, then you've got Inkman, then you've got 710, then you've got Bigfoot, then you've got Ozart. But there's a lot of people that's in the coin community that are not just into coins. There's like metal detectorists, there's like people who are artists. There's like as Noz that does the metal detector and he does artwork. Do you know what I mean? So it's amazing. It's like me meeting Craig Durbin as in Small Engine Nation, and then I'm like, he's been following me when I when I was in the coin community. But then I found out that he liked coins as well. He's into coins. I was like, all right. I was like, I didn't know you were into coins. I'm thinking you're following me, and I'm like, you're following me, you're stalking me. And then I found out it wasn't at all. I was like, Alex, shut up, don't even say that, don't even think that. I collect more than coins, but coins have been the main thing I collect. It was like when Perry said about the tokens the other night, and we were laughing, as in when Coin Up was doing the podcast, and he's like, I'm the token collector. I was like, you haven't got them all, Perry. I was like, because I managed to acquire some. I got some off who did I get them off? A cent holder. I think I got some off a cent holder. That's where I got them for. And I got another couple for somebody else as well, as through the coin community. Because I like odd. I'm one of these people. I like oddball. I like oddball, unusual stuff. It's got to be unusual. It's no. It's got to be different to anybody else or somebody else. I like the oddballs. As in, I'm like, if I like it, somebody else will like it. I've seen me looking at things when I was in Dorset Reclaim, and I'm like, I like that, or I've liked that so far, whatever, and it's been different to anybody else. And I've showed my ex partner it and goes, do you like that? Do you think it'll suit our house? And then I've walked back in and it's been gone, and I was like, somebody else liked that. So I have got this unique taste, but I was like, somebody else liked it. And I'm like, if that's the case, then that's why I buy coins as well, because I'm like, well, if I like it, somebody else might like it. Unusual or different is cool. Exactly, blistering. Something that's out of the ordinary. You look at something and you go, that's unusual. It's like somebody buying a can and somebody else remarks and they go, that's but yuck, that's bogging. Or that looks sick. I don't that's not it's not their taste. But it can be somebody else's taste and they like it. But then there's other people who look at it and go, that's different, that's unusual. Like that's different. It's like looking at a painting and it just looks like a mess. But then there's other people that will sit and admire it and go, and can actually look at it and go, I can see such and such in it. And there's other people who walk by and go, what are you talking about? I can't see bloody anything in that picture. No, because StreamYards was only telling me that I've used up 12 hours, as in that I'm low on hours. That's what they've said. It was like a warning, a pre-warning. Well, you've done 12 hours already, so you've not got a lot of hours left. So it's gave me the warning and the heads up. I know I've only got 20 hours because I know that, because I know I'm only still on the free package. But it's when that free package stops, I'm thinking, I'll need to pay for this. But then I'm like, well, they done it with Google Hangouts, because Google Hangouts, you paid nothing for it. You didn't pay a cent for it to actually do live, but you needed the Google Hangouts to go live. And then they stopped doing it, and then everybody jumped ship when the StreamYard started. As in, so everybody started using it. But now, because the amount of people that's using it, StreamYards is now up the game on it and went, well, you want the next package up, they're trying to sell you the package. Well, it's £25 and everybody's not paying £25 a month. And then they turn around and says, well, if you're not paying £25 a month, we're not going to say you can't use a free package, but we're going to give you a promotional one at £10. I think it was like $10, something like $10 a month or something like that. But then if you think about it, $10 a month times 12, that's about 120 odd pounds or whatever it is a year. Some people say, what am I? I'm not paying that for that. They say it's a bad thing to actually delete old lives. Something about they were saying about it. I can't remember if it was YouTube or as in somewhere I read about deleting it was a bad thing. It's like a strike against you or something like that. As in by deleting ones. So I was like, well, fuck it. I was like, I'm not doing that. Because everybody's like that to me. Alex, do you edit videos? Nah, I don't edit fuck all. And people was like, but because I had ones that turned around and said there was somebody that commented and went, that's not a Boeing 747. It's a Boeing such and such. I didn't argue with the guy. I didn't argue in the comments saying no, it definitely is a Boeing 747. Well, if I was going on the plane and I'm doing a video, I've obviously seen it somewhere on the tailplane or wherever it was and said, this is about Boeing 747. Or as in where the chairs were or something on the back of the seats. It must have been in the back of the seats or somewhere for me to say a Boeing 747. But I'm not going to argue that that person's wrong in what they said. Oh, but it's not a Boeing 747. Because that makes me look bad in front of people, as in them seeing it in a comment saying, well, it's arguing with that guy. But we don't know who to side with because he's arguing saying that this guy's saying he's wrong. I just left it. And says thanks for your comment and support to the channel, and I just left it at that. I was like, I'm just leaving it at that. I'm not going to start arguing because I don't want to start arguing and fighting with people on stream and things and start all the drama, because see when you start drama on your channel and it ends up negative, it makes other people not want to watch it. I don't want to go in there. I don't feel comfortable going in there because it's a drama. It's on negative stuff. My channel is about the journey and me coming onto YouTube and being with the community and the things that's happened to me, my experiences as in my journey in doing YouTube or doing it or being in the community. But when I do, if I've done, like, say for instance, like when I called out Justin Busman, the only reason I'd done that is because somebody said, well, I've had the same experience by him, he done the same to me. I think it's time you called him out and said how it is. But I don't want it because I've already fixed it. Already fixed it, but I didn't fix it because he didn't fix it. PayPal's fixed it. But other people have turned around and remarked on that. Meant I remember when he tried to rip off such and such, but because people were supporting my channel and supporting his channel, I didn't want people deciding who's right and who's wrong. Well, I need to go on his side, but I'm not going on his side because I think he's wrong in what he's just said. That's how I was like, well, no, I don't need all that. I don't need all that, and I don't want anybody feeling like that. I'm Mr. Doughboy. I know you're in one of the ones with the magnet fishing. I love watching the videos with the magnet fishing when they pull a bite. They end up, you see them and they pull it in and they're like, as if it's that heavy in the line. You're like, what's this coming up this time? And then they pull it up. It's a bite. What? I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did that get in there? Somebody threw it out the side. They nicked somebody's bike. Ran away with it. Instead of putting it back, they threw it over the bridge. And then you see a shopping trolley come up. How the hell did that get in there? Because somebody went like that, wheeled it, went woo, right off the end. But it's even cool when they actually bring a gun. They actually bring a gun up. And there's been a few I've watched where they brought a bomb up. And then there's been ones where I've watched and they've been like, they brought a vault up. Now, how the hell did that get in there? But I love when they actually call the cops or whatever and they're doing the right thing. Somebody's lost this. It might have been stolen. It might be that somebody shot somebody and they're doing the right thing by phoning the cops. But the cops must think, why am I always out here? As in this bloody river and everybody and these people as and it always seems to be the same face or the same one. They must be thinking, fucking hell, do we need to get called out for this? But I didn't know that was a hobby. I never even knew that existed as in the magnet fishing. Wouldn't I have seen people put these magnets on a batter opener? What the hell are they doing? And I sat and watched it and I thought, that's actually quite interesting, this. It's not as boring as what I thought it was. Because at first I was like, this is boring, sitting there watching them pull things out of rivers. And then when I started seeing things come up, I was like, oh my god, they just found a war piece. And then they found a 2-2, and then a rifle, and then an old shotgun, and then there was an old war pistol come up. I was like, whoa, I was like, whoa. Right, guys, so I've got, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first pieces as in the little bits, and I'm not going to put these on the board, so I'm going to do the little bits first. So we'll get number 8. Who's got number 8? So number 8 is the thing is I don't need to do the little bits because I've already got it done. So basically when I picked your name out, that's what That's your minimum price. So the minimum price, I usually what I do is I'll bag it up. So I'll usually put on. So that's the first one's. The first one's Blistons. I've been alright. I'm fine. I just get some days. I just don't have the energy to bother to get up, and then there's other days where I take a turn and I'm like, I need to get this done. I need to do that, and this needs done, and that needs doing. I need to get that done. So that's Blistons. That's the first one. Let's put that one over there. That's Blistons. Oh crap. Oh crap, using the wrong page. Oh no. Wrong one. Wrong page. Blistons number 2, no number 8. And it's actually Andrews. That's Andrews. Wrong one. Wrong page. Dafty, using the wrong page. I got it 27th of January. I was using the wrong page. Wrong one. So it's no Blistons in, that's Andrews. Ah! Ah, Dafty. Fucking Dafty. You Dafty. You Dafty. You Dafty. You Dafted. Number 8. Number 8 is Andrew C's. So Andrew C. That's the first one. Number 7 is number 7 is Rob Random. Put it this way though, if I had more time I would actually do, as in like, do 12 people and then take the 12 people off and then do another 12, but as in I've not got it set up as in like that. I just noticed number 6 not taken up. Number 6 is not taken. I'm gonna put number 6 as in Do. I'm gonna put 6 as Doughboy. I'm gonna put number 6 as Doughboy. Put Do into it. Do's actually in it now. I put him in it because I just noticed number 6 is not taken. What's it? Number 6 is not done. Because I'm going to do what Joe does as in Downway, where I'm going to do four giveaways, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just packaging these up, as in because these are the minimum prizes ones. Number 12, I think that was. Number 12, I think was ink. I'm sure number 12 was ink. It was ink's number 12. Ink. Number 4 is Polly. Because number 4 time there. The Polly's needs to go out this month because Polly's has got quite a big bit. I might try and get Paul H. Number 5 is Vintage Soul. Vintage Soul. Dot digger. Dot dig. Dot dig. Number 11. Sorry guys, I'm just talking amongst yourselves because I'm sitting with the sheet. I'm sitting with the sheet rock stacker. Because these have been made up for like 8 ages ago. If you got go, doesn't, it's fine. Though I've done yours anyway. I've got yours as number 6. So you've got your little package as in first. As in thingy. Once your number's been locked in, it means then it's in the book. I can't take it back out the book once it's not locked in the book. Once it's locked in the book, that's you're in. And for this week. So whatever you win, you'll get it packaged up, or it'll be in your wallet. Number 1 is Gleason. I nearly forgot to put his name on his packet. Number 2 is Blisterns. There's number 2 is theirs. That's Blisterns. That can go back. I can go in his bag and his little bag. Because the whole idea is to basically have enough names and then basically give a bit as in like pennies, whatever, as in that I can as in dig through the collection or the stuff that I don't need and put it in. Number 3's Oils Upside Down. 710, so that's 710 oil upside down. It might be things that you've already got, but then there's might be other things that you've not got. As in that's Perry Customs, so that's Perry Customs. What have I done them all? I'm sure I did. Number 9 is Perry Customs. Perry. But then at the end of the day, as in, I don't mind somebody returning something, go by the that. I've already got that, but I'd like such and such. Have you got one, or can you find some of them? I love a challenge. As in to find stuff or whatever. I love that happening. Love a challenge. Because I'll go into what happens is I'll go into I don't have specific names on a sheet for it when I go into the auction. I get into the auction and I go, right, I'm going to buy, maybe say for instance, I'm going to have a nose. So I'm going to have a nose and then I go, right, I like that bit. So then I'll go, I'm going to bid for that. And then, but then end up, I don't just bid for one item. I might end up bid for 12, 15 items. But I might not win every one of them. And then what'll happen is I'm always like that. I'm petrified when it comes to the invoice being sent to me because I don't count it up in my head how much I've actually how much I've actually spent that night. And what'll happen is I'll get an invoice sheet and I'll be like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, fucking hell, I'll go, did I actually spend that? So then I'll do a double calculation of that before I pay the invoice and I'll go, aye, that's right, I have spent that, or that's that price now. Fucking hell, it's a lot of money's worth. But then I'm thinking, well, I've still got that money because it's in physical stock. So I feel that I've got a bargain off it. So if I put it up for auction or put it in eBay, I probably will get part of my money back or most of my money back, and I might earn a bit extra on it. But then I'm not. I don't want to. I can't be bothered. As in, I can't be bothered having a hassle of putting it on eBay and then end up as in somebody buy or somebody bids for it and then they turn around. I don't want that. So then you end up you have to cancel the bid and then you've got to relist it again. And I'm like, I can't be fucking bothered with all that. That's fine, random. That's fine, Rob. I'm going to do the other four anyway. I'm going to do the four and then I'm going to do the three. So I've got four. I've done four and then I've done the three. So I've done first, second, and third prize. We still to do that in the wheel yet, and then I've still got the four others to do, the GAW ones. I was like, but how come it's a G? How can it be a GW if you've got to pay for postage? I didn't say the thing me. I did this. That's why I didn't go into spray cans. That's fine. You've been your little packet's been done. So yours been done. I've just the fours of this. But as I'm saying, once you're locked in, that's it. That's you locked in. What did I do with that? Is that a first prize or was that something else? I can't fucking remember now. I done it earlier on and I was like, what did I do? That's first, second, I think that was first, second. First, second. First, second, I think third. Did I do first, second and third? That was first, second and third. And I think that one was a little one. That was 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's 4. Because there's another pound note in there. And with Scotland, that's in Scotland bumper sticker. There's one thing with a note with I don't know what note that is. That I think that's Turkey. That's Turkey, that note. I bought stuff off a charity place, and when I was down with this last year, whatever, I was going to see her, and we walked into this charity place, and there was notes, and at one time it was £3 or something like that for the notes. So I bought a full load, and it was about 11 notes or something like that in it. So I was going to keep them when I was like, I don't know, do I really like notes? Then I'm like, I could take them to the exchange place, the exchange rate, and I could get whatever they're worth, as in whatever the denomination is. I was like, maybe I could get more than what I paid for back for them. And I thought, I'll just use them up for the as in thing for the game. I thought, fuck it. So that's exactly what I did. So I've got them made up. That's got no stickers because I was like, I'm running out of stickers and all. Then I've got them that there. But then I'm thinking, well, what if somebody gets it and they've already got stickers? I was like, well, why have another load of stickers for? Is that so they've got to give them away or whatever, or they might keep them? I was like, well, what's the point of having 4 sets of stickers? I was like, get them and then just make up bits and pieces of it so they've got like something for like if they win again, then they've got something different. My mind works over time. Hi, Spray Can. That's why I didn't go into Spray Can was having an auction or whatever, and then I was like, I wonder what time we finished it. And then I was like, if I don't get this done, I was like, I'm never going to get it done. And then I was like, I promised everybody I'll do it tonight. And I was like, I need to get this done. That's why I didn't show up. So we're going to do the first GW, and good luck. I'm trying to think what peg that's on. Is it number 6 or is it number 7? That's on peg 13, so I'm going to say it's number 7. It's number 7s. It's number 7, so Rob Random's number 7. So Rob's getting that one. So that's Rob Random's one. Rob R. I want to put number 7 in that, so I know. I wonder if I can get it, that one into there, for there to there. And if I can fold that up slightly and get that in to go into there backwards. I've ordered the larger bag. I've ordered the larger bags because I'm actually running out of the larger bags, the actual larger ones. Oh no. Fuck off. Oh, you're joking. Found it. Thank God. I dropped it. It's worth a try, Blistering. It's worth a try. See if it might be forged banknotes that they've got up. It might be either forged banknotes or banknotes that's copies, as in they've to watch out for. That might be why they're on the board. But there's no harm in asking. If you don't ask, you don't get. That's what my mum used to say. Don't ask, son, you don't get. So you need to ask. You don't ask, you don't know till you ask. Right, so that's number 2 giveaway, GW. That's definitely number 9. That's Perry Customs. Perry Customs, number 9. I don't know if I'll get that in there. I had the bigger ones a minute ago. The bigger ones earlier on. I had some bigger ones earlier on. Laying there earlier on. Wonder if I can get it in them in there. In that thing with that jewellery bag. I wonder if I can get it in that jewellery bag. What we got in there? I wonder if it'll fit in that jewellery bag. No, I've got to bust them because if I don't if I don't put it in, then I'll forget, and then I'll end up. But I'm waiting. I've got bags coming. I've ordered more of them. I've ordered more of them big ones. There's 100. They do them in 100 for £6. 100 for £6. So there. I'm hoping that it's the right ones, because I get this thing that I've bought stuff off Amazon before, and then it's came through as in whatever I bought, and it ends up looked at the picture, thought the picture was exactly the way it was shown, and then went, they're not the right ones that I wanted. But they're not the ones that I wanted. So I've had to either buy another set, or ended up having to get Rob can come my prizes if he sends me a sticker to put on a Fed car. What, a cop car? You want to put it on a cop? You want to put it on a cop car? Aye, video it. What are you doing, boy? The cops. He's sitting in the thing. He's sitting waiting. They got the court, and people's like, "What did you do?" I started sick on the back of a police motor. That's number 4. Number 4 is Paul H. That's Paul's. Paul H. Polly Hampton. Paul. We Polly's got stuff there, so we Polly's can go in his bag. And these other things can go in there later on once I get tidied up. If Rob sends a load of stickers here, I can use them as in his giveaways and end up we can win one if Rob wants. And it helps him to grow his channel, because I can turn around and say, well, that's for Rob Random. Because that was the whole idea, because I was like, right, if people do, because somebody saw me saying about the elephant in the room, and then they started doing it, thinking it was going to work for them. And then they said, because it was coin related, they decided that maybe not everybody collected coins. So that person said about doing other bits of collections and them getting sent stuff in. But then instead of them getting it sent into them, they were then sending it on to the person who won, because they were given as in a bit of silver, or sending a bit of silver in. So to send it to other people. So you were winning silver every month, it was. But it didn't work for them. So they stopped doing it, because they tried stealing my idea. I wouldn't say my idea, but they tried stealing what I came up with, the idea that I came up with, even though that this idea has been done years ago, right? This has been done years ago, so there's no person stealing the idea. It's just my way that I said it. Somebody tried to do the exact same, and it didn't work for them. And I was like, well, maybe just because it works for one person doesn't mean to say necessarily mean it'll work for the other person. It depends the way you do it. I do it differently to everybody else in that I do it the way the show people do it, because the show people do it that if I was to give you money or you were to give me money, a £2 or whatever it was, it's not a case that they'll give you nothing for it. It's like you going on one of their rides. They pay one of their rides, right? A show people's ride, right? A waltzer or a dodgem, right? I looked at one, just not for the tractor on, not the tractor on its own, right? Is money, but see the trailer with the unit on it. One of them, I looked at, right? Second hand was 250 grand. That's the price of one of their units, right? The stickers are about £80 for a couple of hundred. I got once done. SMAC done mines, but they took about 2 years before I got them. But then it was because he was busy, and then I won it in an auction, as in for Youper Girl, and eventually I got them. But when I got them, I got like two bundles, and they were like that, at least about that. And I was like, how much will they cost me to get done again? Because I was like, I'll pay for them. I know stickers can be dear, Rob. I know that. Stickers are about £80 for a couple of hundred. So that would be, if you're saying for a couple of hundred, that'd be like 200 stickers. If you're saying a couple of hundred, because you say a couple, that's means more than one. So that would probably be 200 then. So 200 to £80. That's not actually not bad, that actually. It's not too bad, that. Because you don't want cheap crappy ones. Because you can get as independent the thing with the quality. John Dredd, John Dredge, 45 for 200. That's alright actually, blast them. That's not bad, that. Number one. Who's got number one? Number one is Gleason. Gleason. Now I've got to find Gleason's number one. Where's his one? In the middle of the night, I go walking in the street. I can't remember the full song. It's just because something like I'll say something, and then it's as if I repeat it about 3 times, and then all of a sudden a song will come in my head, will pop in my head, and that's exactly what I did. What happened then was like a song came in my head, and it just all of a sudden. Right, so I think that's the four that's done. I think that's the four that's done. So 4 that's done, and then we've got 1, 2, and 3. So we've got. What I've done is I've actually switched one this week. So you've got a note in there. There's an actual note, a couple of coins, and then you've got a proof set. I think that's a 1980. I think it might be a 1980. It's either a 1981 that or a 1982. I think it is that one, because it's got a. I think one's a Susan. I think the $1 is a Susan. And it's Susan B. Anthony. A lot of people don't like Susan B. Anthony, and Susan B. Anthony is actually underrated. The actual Susan B. Anthony, the $50, the one of Lincoln or Benji, is actually worth more than what Susan B. Anthony is. But Susan B. Anthony's worth a value herself, but it's very underrated, the same as Sacagawea. Sacagawea is the same. Sacagawea is underrated as well, the Sacagawea coin. Because the Sacagawea coin is actually, the date is actually, the actual date of it, or the year is actually round the actual rim, and it's the same with the what do you call them? The Benjamin Franklin ones, not that, but the presidential dollars. The presidential dollars are the same. It's actually the year is actually on the rim edge. It's actually round the rim edge yet, so it is. Because I'm looking at it one day, what the hell is this thing? And then somebody says to me, it says check your rim. It's on the rim. It's on the rim edge. Check your rim edge. So, right, is that where it is? He's like, aye, they're different dates. He's like, it might be the same design. He says, but it's different year dates. Look what year date that is. I was like, how near, like, there's bits of errors on them as well. He says, but you've got to, there's certain bits that you look at. I was like, don't get me started in them. I was like, no, you give me more work. As in more information. I've got to remember in my head. So the number I'm going to do, this is first place. So I'm going to do this is number 3. This is number 3. So and number 1. Gleason News. Gleason News. Number 1. Everybody's like, ragged, it's fixed. There's number 1, as Gleason won that I know. So Gleason got he got a Scotland, he's got a new Scotland. He's got a Scotland bumper sticker now. The flood of Scotland, oh shall we leave to do again, to die for, Glen. I think that was number 3 anyway. I know. How can all these people at one all the time? Know what I mean? That's not fair. Not fair. What I'm going to start doing is, if somebody's won a prize, I'm going to put them in the corner. I'm going to start putting them in the corner. So if their number comes back up again, they're not getting the next one. I'm going to start doing that actually. So that end up everybody gets a shot. I'm going to do what Durbans do. I've learnt some of their. It's not that I'm trying to copy the Durbans. I'm just trying to make it fair for everybody, because I don't want people as to feel as if, well, he gets more than what he gets more than what he does. Do you know what I mean? Or somebody as in. You're right. Nick Gleason needs to go and get a lottery ticket. That's number 7. Who's number 7? Rob Random. I need to find another bag for Rob. Rob Random. That was number 7. There's another bag. I've got a couple of bags left, as in these ones, but I just can't. I've lost them now. I can't find them. I had them. Think I'm sat on my chair with them on under my backside. I think that's where they are. I'm sure of it. Oh, random. What's that done? I had them earlier on. I had them run about me earlier on. I'm sure I did. Or did I put them up there? Oh, there's one there. That'll do. That'll do for now. I've got more, that's what I'm saying, I've got more ordered. I've got more of these ordered anyway. I'm hoping that that's the ones that I've ordered, the large ones, because it said something about the size, and I was like, that's fine, see you later. Alright, gonna need a forklift truck for it, Rob. He's like, I spin it again. Oh, that was the whole idea, Rob, because I'm like, if I get a wallet or whatever, because I want to find out, what I want to do is I want to do it as if I'm doing it by accident, and then what I want to do is I want to find out, when I put it on these scales, what we're allowed up to. That's what I want to know. I want to know that, so that I know, well, it's going to cost that, and it's going to be that, so I know, right, we can't go over that. That's what I'm hoping. But then I don't want to make them too bulky, because I feel that one is like really, that one's like really heavy. But then 710's got a set of playing card. There's a set of playing cards in it, so I'm like, I think the playing cards, the medium playing cards, I think that's what's costing the weight as well, or that's the weight. I don't really want to take money off you, but I'm thinking, even if you put a small donation in, that'll help. As in thing, maybe the postage costs. That's what I'm thinking myself. Because the last time I was sending stuff over to America, it's like Blister saying he paid £18. They were charging me 25, but that's because he was putting it on the scales, and I was like, right, what's the next postage up? I was like, right, give me the dearest postage, but give me one that's tracked. I was like, I need it tracked. I was like, give me it tracked, and I was like, much is it? They were like, well, it's that, and I was like, well, why is it that? And they're like, it's zone such, because they're like, it's zone such and such, it's zone 7 or it's zone 4, and I was like, I don't get this. You're telling me that it's a different, so you're telling me it's a different rate for different zones. I was like, how is that? I was like, it should be standard. That's how I'm like, that's how I was like, well, if you want to send something, then I can put it as a donation from such and such, or if it's coinage that you sent me, I can take a couple bits out it, take like 2 bits out it, your sticker or whatever, and I can keep that, and then I can put the rest into the GWs, or the thing with the prize game, and say that's from Rob Random. But then I'm like, if you give me stickers of your channel, I can then show that and say, by the way, this is for Rob Random, because I want to be able to, us all growing, as in off each other. So it's like, as in, you scratch, it's like one of these sayings, like, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. I want it to be like that, so that basically we're all getting a shot at, because we're all creators in our own way anyway. So I'm like, right, if we're all creators, we should be able to stick it all together, as in, and grow each other's channels off each other. Because you know how when what happened was is YouTube stopped the sub for sub. Some people were subbing other people up, and then what they were doing was subbing the other person that subbed them. So they were doing sub for sub, and YouTube was like, "No, we're not having this. You're not allowed to do this. It's against rules. It's against the policy." So they were like, "You can't do that anymore, sub for sub." But they didn't say that you couldn't do a mail call or get each other stickers and then start going, well, I've got his stickers, or he's gave me 5 stickers. I'll keep 3 of them or 2 of them, and I'll send the other 3 out. Do you get me? So I'm like, I use second class recorded in the UK to send records out. I forgot you're not in America. I'm thinking about America. I forgot. You're down at Nottingham. You're down Nottingham. I get mixed up with people. I'm like fucking thing because I've got all these American people and the rest in the channel like David Carlisle, Polly Hampton or them Carol, and then I've got 710s like in Kansas. So I'm thinking about the Americans. I was like, it wasn't until you were like angry as when you said about the postage and angry it hit me. I was like, fucking Rob's down in thing me. Rob's only down the road. I scratched blisters back and I got hair stuck under. That's funny. That is funny. That no, because Paul paid. What happened was Paul went, much is it or whatever, and he said, I've sent something to your PayPal. So I went away in and looked at the PayPal and I'm like £15. He goes, that's what I can afford at the moment, right? He goes, because I've been having it hard, right? And I'm thinking, £2 or £3 or whatever. And when I seen it, I was like, £15? Fucking hell. I was like, that's a bit much, that. And then I'm like, well, and then that's I was like that to him. I was like, well, you've paid your bit. I was like, you've paid your bit. I was like, that'll do. That's enough. I was like, that's enough. That's near enough it. I was like, I'll do the bit, the extra or whatever. Because I was like, as long as it covers me. No, none of these are a pain in the ass, no. But it's when you say about sending a bit of money, it's like, it's no, as in to us, when we say, I'll send you a cut of pound means 2, no, like 10 or a 5, 5 or 10. But then user like about the conversion rate, user never sure about the conversion rate. So user will like, send that over and not even bother about it. Us, we look at it and go like that. Is that a bit much, or is that not too? Is that too little? And then we'll start messing about with it and PayPal, like as in putting it in, because you get what happens is in PayPal system, you get like, if I went to send it, say for instance, I went to send it you Inc, right, and I had your email address, or you send me a request thing, right, it'll tell me how much it is in your money, right? But when you go into PayPal system, there's like a conversion table, and it'll give you like 2 sides yet, and it'll tell me how much in my money, and then it'll convert it saying this is what Inc will get. So it'll actually tell you, and it'll say like $11 50 odd, but it might cost me like £10 odd or whatever. But then also, if sometimes what PayPal do, they'll like do a standing charge. It'll be like 99 pence. So you'll be getting them £10, and it'll take another 99 pence off you for like a service fee. Sometimes it's $1.99, and I'm like, fucking bastards, fucking lousy cunts. They want more, charging me more, dirty bastards. But I always pay my auction bill, and I always pay my shipping bill. But what the Durbans do to me is, I'll be paying for the stuff that I bought in auction, and then what they'll do is they'll wait until it's a big box and then they'll send me, because that's like what she's done is she's done hi Diesel Wild Horse. I don't even know who you are, but hi anyway. The Yeah, please. They'll send me like a shipping bill, because that's what I'm saying. She broke it into Diane broke it into three, and I was like, I didn't think I had three boxes. I was like, I thought there was only two. I was like, I knew there was one because I knew there was a build up. Because I said to her, going to hold them back, and I says, because I've had this problem. I says, and I don't know what's going on. I says, can you hold it back? And I didn't realise that I had already two boxes there. I'm like, there's one I know about, what she said about was full. And she says, like, I might have to split the two into, the one into two. I was like, that's fine. I was like, do it whatever way you have to do it. And she says, because I don't know about the other boat. I was like, that's fine, split it up in two if you have to. And so I got the other week there, I thingied them, and I says, I know I owe you money. I says, for shipping. I said, but I've been really anxious about it. I said, I've got really anxious about it. I said, because I've emailed you and I haven't heard anything back. But I knew that something had happened and there wasn't a Monday sale. So I'm like, well, obviously if they haven't done Monday sale, that means then that the Monday shipping hadn't been out. So it'll be another week. So I'd been sitting there behind me, and my anxiety had been going through the roof, and I'm like, as in trying to figure out how much it would be. And then she emailed me the other, I think it was Wednesday or Friday last week, and she emailed me and she says, I broke it up into, I've gave you three invoices because I hadn't checked it on the Friday, checked it on the Thursday or the Wednesday for the Thursday morning, never seen nothing. And then I checked it and thing me the Friday sale. I paid the dues and hang me or whatever was owed in the invoice, and I hadn't seen it to the Saturday, the Sunday. And when I got it, she'd put on it, you can either pay for the three invoices on one, or what we've done is we broke it up into three different invoices. I looked at one and I seen one at 65. And I looked at another one, I thought it was saying 80, but then I went back and looked at it again, saying it was 100. And then I opened the third one up and that was 100. And I thought, I'll pay for the bigger one first. And then I says to her, well, I can't pay, I don't get paid every week. I says, so I can't pay it as in like one this week and one the following week. I says, I'm waiting for money coming in. I'm waiting for money coming in, but I'll square it up. That's right. And she wrote back saying, that was fine or whatever. Pay it when you've got it, or pay it when try and sort of clear it up. Because I don't like it lying too long, because when I owe somebody money, it makes me even worse, because the anxiety level and all the rest, I start stressing about it, because I'm like, I owe that person money and I know I owe it. And it's like sometimes if I forget that I owe somebody money, it'll be in the back of my head and it'll be like niggling at me. It'll be like as if it's eating away in my head and my mind, as in tell me I owe somebody money, and it'll keep playing in my head, and then I'll be like, try to rack my brains. Who is it that I owe money to? What one did I not pay? Did I not pay that one? Because I try to pay them as soon as I've got the invoice sheet, because that's how I say to people, if I owe you money, send me a request payment, as in, because my email address has always been the same, as in it comes through to my main one, and as soon as I see it, within 2 days, I'm usually bang on the ball, as in pay it, so I know it's paid, it's gone, that's me done. But what I usually do with their invoices is, as soon as I pay it, it usually sends me when they send it, usually what will happen is it'll be a request form. It'll say request for money, blah blah, an invoice. So it'll be an invoice saying you owe. So usually what I do, as soon as I pay that, I delete the request invoice, so I know that's it been paid by PayPal. So I've got a note of that as in that I paid that invoice. It'll tell me invoice like on the Durbin's one. It'll say like the last one's I think 8926 or something. It's up to now. So it's 89. That's 8,926 invoice. So I'm like, well, that's me nearly up to date. But I know that I've got two lane the new, and I'm like, well, I know I get paid shortly in February. I get my big money, so I'll be like, we'll be alright in February. But then I'm like, I know I get paid in 2 weeks' time. So I'm like, well, if I pay that one off, that 60, then it means then by the time I get my big money in, I'll hang my load 100. But it'll take, once they get that money, they then will ship it, so it'll get shipped. No, this week. Probably 2 weeks' time. And then it'll take another 2 or 3 weeks to come here because it needs to go through. What happens is it'll go through, because when Diane sends it out, it'll go through customs at America. It'll probably get cleared there, and then when it hits United Kingdom, probably it'll either be, I don't know if it'll still be Heathrow, because usually I've seen it go through Heathrow Airport. Usually it goes through Heathrow. It'll go to Heathrow, and as long as it gets cleared, it'll be fine. But the other one, it went up to Cheapskates, went up to away up to Coventry, and it'll lay there for about nearly about a month and a bit. And that was because it was double insured. It had been double insured, and because it was high value, they wanted what they call they wanted a commercial invoice. They wanted a commercial invoice. And they wanted, as in all the code number, they wanted all the code numbers. They wanted all these staff code numbers. And they wanted to know what years they, what year it, what year it, all right, what year it was, and they wanted to know the value of everything that was inside the box. So when that happened, I was like really fretting because I'm like, much will that be? And then somebody told me, I was like, I spoke to Cornwall, and Cornwall's like, it'll be about 10% of that. He's probably hang me if it's like 3,000, it'll cost you like 250. So I was like really bothered about it. And then the thing me, I got once it cleared, eventually when we got it cleared, because we couldn't speak to anybody, you were constantly sending an email away, and as you were sending an email away, it was going to the department or whoever, this department, and then it was saying, "Thank you for your, thank you for your, thank you for your email. We will be in touch with a clearance agent, as soon as we can possible." As in, so it meant then I had to wait. I can't see what that says on there. $2,000, you know. I know it was in pound coins, so you should have noticed. Right, I'm going to do this last one. This number 6. Number 6 is Doe, Mr. Doughboy. Number 6 is Doughboy. I'm looking for another bag, guys. I'm trying to find another bag to put those in. Yeah, I've got to put that all back in again in another bag, and guys, and finally make sure that I know it's all there. Number 6 is those. Number 6 is those. Those has got those got Mayor's Coins badge. So he's got a Mayor's Coins badge. He's got an ICG1 slab. So he's got a $50. He's got a Lowe's pet. He's got a Lowe's pen. And he's got a bag of whatever that's that. Probably some coins that's in that. And then he's got my sticker as well. Thinking of doing a short video on some of the currency bills I have, but I don't know if I want to or not. I think I would, because short videos are only like 30 seconds long, so that ends up it would give you like a reel. So the more reels that you do, because I think it was 30M or something it said, which I don't know what that means, or 3M, 3 million or something, or 30 something, whatever, as in that you do shorts and you get your, so if you've got, say, 1k subs, because it went down, it actually went down, it was down to 500, you needed 500 followers, or 500 subs. That opens your community post, but it also, like, you have a tick on your subs, and then you only needed as in either 4,000 watchers or so many shorts, as in things, so many shorts to be done, and you become monetized. And if you can get monetized with YouTube, good on you, good luck to you. And I mean that necessarily, good luck, because there's a lot of, I've seen a lot of on non-YouTube, on Facebook recently, a lot of the little subscribers at the moment, they're moaning and they're saying that some of the channels are being cancelled. They're actually closing channels down, according to what I've saw on the Facebook part, as in them talking about being as in YouTube, but I don't know if it's because they're using other people's content. I don't know, because I don't look at all this carry on with their agreement plan, their agreement thing. You know how you get the agreement from YouTube, and it's like long paragraphs and all that. I don't tend to read all them. That's fine, Boston. See you later. Bye. I'm gonna go anyway. I'm done. I'm just writing this in. Doughboy and Susie. Because I'm gonna tidy up, guys, and then I'm gonna go and get my drink. I'm gonna go and get my drink, and then I'm gonna go and lay up, because it is that time. it was 11, back 11, mum's decided that she's going to bed or she's away laid up as in her room, so that's her put telly on. She's listening to the football results, the actual results, so the when they play when they repeat the game or whatever, she'll watch that, and then once she ding me, as soon she fall asleep. So see you later, guys. Bye.